Commissioners Court of Brazos County will meet in regular session on April 14, 2020, 10 a.m. The Commissioners Court, County Administration Building, 200 South Texas Avenue, Suite 106. First item is invocation pledge of allegiance of the U.S. and Texas flag, and I'll lead those. Father, I want to thank you for your love and your mercy to us. I want to thank you, Father, for the blessings we have living in this country. Father, I'd ask that you would continue to watch over us with the economic downturn that we've had because of this coronavirus. We're all in a stressed state of mode, not only concerned about everyone's health with this coronavirus, but what's this going to do to our economy. So, Father, I pray that you will give our U.S. officials, elected officials, the wisdom to work us through this and get us back to in the business of our booming economy that we had. And Father, I hope that we'll be able to open up businesses sometime in the near future and start back down the road of recovering from this economic downturn. I ask that you would continue to be with our first responders and law enforcement, be with them, protect them during this time. I ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Second item on the agenda is call for citizens' input and/or concerns. Hearing none, we will consider and take action on agenda items 3 through 13. Number 3 is a request from Risk Management for approval of the following payment authorizations. Purchase orders were not obtained in advance.
Move approval A and B.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 4 is request from the District Attorney's Office for payment authorization to Price, Proctor and Associates, LLP, for work provided on 3 cases involving the state of Texas versus Rufus Lockett in the amount of $2,925. A purchase order was not obtained in advance.
Move approval.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 5 is approval of the following job descriptions.
Move approval A and B.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve A and B. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is authorization for Candy Gallego to affix electronic signatures of Commissioners Court members to court documents that have been approved by participation via telephone or video conferencing.
Move approval.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 7 is permission to apply for the Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Fund BJA grant.
Move approval.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 8 is consider and take action on Wixom Creek Special Utility District utility permit to construct a road bore for a 6-inch water line crossing under Prospect Lane, 30 feet south of Grassboro Road, sites located in Precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 9 is consider and take action on Brazos Wi-Fi utility permit to conduct 6 road bores for the installation of fiber optic communication cable for internet service along Planters Loop, sites located in Precinct 2.
Move for approval.
Second.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 10 is tax refund application for the following.
Move approval A
Move
through H.
approval A through H.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 11 is budget amendments. Budget amendments FY 19/20, 28.1 through 28.3.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 12 is personnel change of status.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is payment of claims. Claim to be paid by Brazos County, claim number 8024781 through claim number 8024918.
Move approval.
Move approval.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. We will skip down to number 16 is Juvenile Director's Report on Detention Population. Linda.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. At the present time, we have 15 juveniles in detention. 4 of those, there's 12 males and 3 females. 4 of those youth are still in isolation. They should be out like Thursday or Friday of this week. All of our youth and staff are healthy, as far as I know. We are still taking temperatures and keeping up medical records on each one of the staff and the youth. So I think everything's going pretty good right now. And we have 17 youth on electronic monitor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Number 17, Sheriff's Report on Inmate Population. Sheriff.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Our population this morning is 484. That's 412 males, 72 females. We have 48 with electronic monitoring and only 1 pending.
Okay. Thank you, Sheriff.
As far as the jail goes, we're continuing to pray that we will not see the introduction of COVID into that environment. We do have 2 staff that are currently in quarantine on a possible exposure. Both of them should be coming out in the next 6 days. We have 5 inmates that are isolated, again, for possible exposure. We do not have a positive tested case in the jail or in our staff. Over the weekend, we were notified by the prison system, TDCJ, that they are no longer taking transfers from county jails. This is a temporary order through the crisis. Does not really impact us that much. We transfer about 30 to 40 a month, and we transferred some last week, but it won't affect us a great deal, other than we won't be reducing the population as much. But all in all, we're in good shape.
The ones that have been isolated, have they been tested?
No, do not fit the criteria for testing, just a possible exposure. And in the abundance of caution, they're being isolated.
And the same thing with the 2 deputies?
Same with the deputies.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Number 18 is announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics. And there's been a lot of discussion and emails about the action we took last week to cease the split pay. We'll have it on the agenda next week to potentially amend that motion or do something. I was on WTAW trying to explain this morning, and there are legitimate concerns about the taxpayers who pay their taxes with that split pay option, that it could negatively impact them in certain conditions. And that's the reason that was taken. I won't try to go into it now, but we can discuss that next week. It'll be on the agenda to take action to amend or do something with the resolution. Any other announcement or interest item, possible future agenda topics?
Judge, I just want to comment on the split payment that I have. I'm sure like other commissioners received a ton of emails and phone calls, and I'm glad that we're going to revisit that next week.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I could not hear Nancy's
Irma,
comment.
can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, well, I just said I had received a number of phone calls and emails about the split payment, and I was glad that we were going to revisit it next week.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Likewise.
I have a concern about the status and the efforts made in the community to educate community residents and Brazos Valley with regards to the isolation request. And
Commissioner, Commissioner, could I ask you,
yes.
is that a future agenda topic?
it is.
Okay.
I would like to have more information. I know we have a team, and perhaps we can put this on the future agenda, but we need to have more information about how the public is being educated, and how is this isolation resolution being enforced? Is it being enforced? I have some real concerns about the information being disseminated and enforced in the community.
Okay. Any other announcement of interest items or possible future agenda topics?
Judge, did you want to mention the letter the joint letter that you had going?
Yes, we, the two mayors and the two state representatives, John Rainey and Kyle Cassell, we got together last week and talked about the appraisals that are fixing to be mailed out, and I'm told they're going to probably come out this next week, but they're based on the January 1 appraisal. And I mean, we all know that the appraisals today probably would be different if they were appraising today, but the appraisal district has no authority to do anything other than the statute, which says January 1. And so what the two mayors and I and the two state reps, we put together a letter and sent it to the governor asking that they would roll back the tax rate to the 2019 roll, which is the simplest and easiest way to try to reduce the valuations back to what it was in 2019 without having to go through a full-blown evaluation. There is something in the legislature about a disaster, but not with an economic disaster that they could make an adjustment. But so it take legislative action from the governor or the legislature for any of that to happen. But anyway, we sent a letter to the governor asking that he take that action with an executive session or executive action or through legislative action.
Thank you for doing that.
And so number 19 is call for citizens' input and or concerns. Hearing none, we will go back up to agenda item 14, I think it was. Is that correct? 14, and convening executive session pursuant to the following. A, Texas Government Code 551.072, deliberation about real property, and B, Texas Government Code 551.074, personnel, discussion regarding the duties, responsibilities of the budget officer and court evaluation. And the time is 10:15. And we need, we'll include the rest of the court in on telephone, and Nancy and I, and budget officer, Candy, Jennifer, Chief, Ed, I think that's everybody.
And Judge, they'll have to hang up and call back in so that
Okay.
you get them in the phone in the executive
So they
room.
need to call back in?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Commissioners, y'all call back in on the other phone.
Aye.
All right,
Yes.
time is 10:16.
It might would work if we just went in there, but I just,